Hey, how's it going? Hey, it's Dr. Taylor. What's going on? So we're going to talk about what? GMOs or non-GMOs, should I call it? Genetically modified foods and non-genetically modified foods. So since when did we start genetically modifying our food? What happened to just being able to just go to the grocery store, walk down the aisle, and just grab some food? Now all of a sudden everything that we buy has either been genetically modified or it says non-GMO. That tells you that we're overpopulated. There's just not enough food supply, and so manufacturers are creating something for us to eat. I mean, I used to be able to just go in the grocery store and just grab whatever. Just grab it, put it in my grocery cart, and keep it moving. I can't do that anymore. I have to literally stop, read the label, determine whether it's something I want to consume in my body, because after all, we are what we eat, or is it something that I just want to leave on the counter and not touch it. I mean, I was looking for some cereal the other day, and I mean, I used to like Lucky Charm, and I used to like Captain Crunch, and all those cereals. But now when I read the label, it's got, trisodium phosphate, and I'm like, what is that? I look it up on my, phone right there on the spot, and it's some type of chemical cleaning agent, really? So we've resorted to putting that in our cereal to eat. I'm wondering if General Mills is eating it themselves now, So now I have to really be careful when I buy cereal. So now I have to look. First of all, if you can't understand it, you don't know what the hell it is, it means stay away from it. Or at least read it up. And a lot of the food colorings, BHT 45 and 7 and 6, I looked those up. This is public information. Says that it can cause cancer, carcinogen. Like, okay, so now I really have to watch out for that. But I was giving it a lot of thought about food that's on the aisles. You have to think about this. First of all, they've got to make it, they've got to process it, they got to box it, and then they got to ship it out all over the world. That takes time. And then they go sit on the shelf and put a date on it that's, I don't know, maybe almost 3 months out. So now you have to really ask yourself, does food last that long in reality? No. No, it doesn't. So now there's preservatives. Exactly what type of preservatives are we putting in our food, and what is it that we are putting in our bodies? Because, like I said, you are what you eat. And then we come down with all these other ailments, diabetes, cancer, heart problems, high cholesterol. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So it's almost like by design, really. We got to keep Americans sick, so that way you can go to the hospital, and that way you can create a bill, and that way everybody gets paid, people keep jobs. People have to die. So it gets a little complex. But I remember when I went to the doctor, he told me, make sure you eat organic. Wow. I mean, it's sad to even have to hear those words, because when I was growing up, there was a garden and you just go out there and pluck what you want and eat it. When you go to the store and you grab something, you got to determine whether it's genetically modified or it's not genetically modified, what it was made with. I mean, really, it's resort to that now. And then if you want the healthier fruit, you're going to pay a lot more money for it. Yeah. So if you want to eat natural and eat a real fruit or something that has not been genetically modified, it's going to cost you a lot more. So you pay a lot less to consume something that has been modified with preservatives in it and whatever, God knows whatever else is in it, to stretch your dollar. But you have to ask yourself, excuse me, in the long run, is it worth it? Is it worth it to stretch your money, possibly get sick, and have some chronic condition that's going to be long-term and have to take medication as a result of trying to eat cheaper? Or is it more beneficial to just get some non-genetically modified food and hope for the best? Because, we really don't have anything to go by. We only can go by what's written on the label. So we have to hope that, what we're eating is more healthier for us. Now, I get it. Some of you may say, we're going to die anyway. I'm going to eat what I want and enjoy what I want because it's my life. Okay, that's fine. But you're also going to have to enjoy the repercussions of what it means to eat what you want. Health problems, diabetes. I mean, some people are okay with that. Well, I'm popping a pill and I'm going to keep eating this, cereal that has some type of cleaning agent in it because I like it. I mean, like I said, life's about choices. We choose what we want. A lot of people say, well, I can't afford to get the expensive food, which is unfortunate that society has decided to charge a lot more for food that we all should be eating in the first place and not eating genetically modified stuff, that it makes it very hard for some people who are maybe economically disadvantaged to afford such foods. So they have to resort to the cheaper killing agent type foods that we are consuming today. However, we can also create our own garden. Yes, we could do that. But I heard that, the government's trying to get control on that, of how much garden we can have. That would probably be the safest way to go. But if you can't create a garden, you don't have the ability to create a garden, you might want to start reading the labels when you go to the grocery store now. If you can't understand it, we got phones, just look it up. You might think about, gee, do I really want to get this cereal now that I know that it has some cleaning agent in it and it has some coloring in it that causes cancer? Not many of us go and take time out. I hate going to the grocery store. Just to go in there and grab what I needed to go and get out. Now I've got to, stop, red light. I got to read the label. I got to determine whether it's something I want to consume first before I actually put it in my cart and pay for it. Because essentially, I'll be paying to kill myself, really, or paying to inflict possibly health problems upon myself if I buy it. So that is something we all have to decide to do within ourselves. Even with chicken, all the many different chickens in there, some of them say minimally processed. What does that mean? Then you got chicken that says 100% vegan fat, no GMOs, no antibiotics. Okay, well, you know what? That sounds like a less risk factor. Maybe I'll buy that. But guess what? It's probably a lot smaller. It's not as much as the chicken that said minimally processed. But maybe it's a little bit safer. So you make the determination when you go to the grocery store next time. You determine whether you want to deal with genetically modified food, non-genetically modified food, period. Until then, take care.